In this step, we will begin to write our script to toggle our graphic on and off, and also pause and play our audio file. So let's go ahead and go back to our code, and I'm going to go all the way to the bottom of the HTML. And it's not uncommon to have scripts either in the head of your document or in the body of your document directly where the event is going to happen, or down at the bottom before the body of the document closes. And it really depends on the script and how the script and the event is going to be executed, or does something need to be initialized first. So sometimes the order does matter. We're going to write our script manually at the bottom. That will give us time to kind of talk about what's going on and go back and forth between the events and the function which the event is calling, and then what's going on in the script itself. Now I'm going to write the script in the body of the document, and then we will move the script once we're done over to the JS area. Okay, but let's go ahead and begin writing our script. We will begin by just writing script, then we'll add a space or two, and then we will close our script. Like so. Okay. Now we're going to begin by first declaring a variable, and we're going to call this variable x. And what we're going to do is now place our audio file into this variable. Okay, so variable x equals, now we're going to do, or we're going to write document dot get element by ID, like so. Okay, and what we're going to do is inside our parentheses, we will now add the name of the ID which we want to get, and our ID is my audio. Okay, and then I want to make sure before I go off and talk about something else, make sure I have my semicolon to end my variable here. So what we're doing is creating a variable. The variable is x. We just make this up. You can make it user defined. You can use whatever you want. And what we're going to place inside of x is the ID, my audio. So if we scroll up and we find our audio file, which we added in a previous step. Let me find it here. I've got a lot of stuff going on back and forth. All right, so we had our div for hiding the player, and then inside we have our audio file, okay, our audio element with our source. And you'll notice our audio element has the ID my audio. So that's what we're getting at, is we're getting at our audio element's source, if you will. Okay. All right, let's go back down. It's a lot easier scrolling down. And we'll go to our next line. And now what we need to do is write our first function. And this first function is the event. Well, it's going to be on click, and that on click is going to call the function play audio. So let's go ahead. I'll just add an extra space, and we'll do function. And the name of our function is play audio. I'm just going to make sure I spell everything correctly here because it's easy to mess things up. Then our parenthesis. Then we're going to add a space, and we'll add a curly brace. And let's just add some space in between. So basically we're creating a function. or we're calling a function, and the name of our function is play audio. Okay, now we need to write our statements inside. So the first thing we're going to do is x dot play, like so. And then we need to make sure we have our semicolon. So here's our variable x, which we now have placed my audio inside of x. So when we have our event, which is our event, which calls our function play audio, first thing we're going to do is say my audio play, okay, because x is my audio. So my audio play. Now the next thing we want to do is let's drop down and we're going to get at our document. So we're going to type in document dot get element by ID, okay, like we did with our variable. All right, so now this time let's go ahead and we'll add our parentheses and our quote marks inside, and what we're going to do is get the ID play me. Okay, now if I recall, our play me was the ID for our static sequencer graphic. All right, we'll finish writing this and then we'll go up and we'll take a look. All right, so we're getting the ID in our document play me. All right, so what we're going to do next is the JavaScript version of writing a CSS rule. So dot style dot display equals, and we're going to set our play me element to none. Okay, and then we'll add our semicolon. Now, just to save a little bit of time, we'll just copy our statement here. And this time we'll have, instead of play me, we're going to get the ID pause me. And again, we're going to get at our CSS style. So style, and then this is our property. Okay, so we're just saying CSS styles. We're looking specifically for the display property inside of pause me, and we're going to set our display to block. Of course, it helps if I actually use an L. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and save. All right, let's just go up and find our element again. Takes a second to go through everything here. So here we go. So here's our div, which is our play pause audio with our two images inside. And you'll notice image 1 has the ID play me, and then our event on click play audio. This is our function. And then you'll see your image, second image, ID pause me, and then our event on click calling the function pause audio. So if we go back down to the bottom, again, you'll see that we're getting at, or once we, let me start back with this again. We're establishing our variable for x. X is my audio. We then have the function that's associated with our event on click calling play audio. When we do that, we are now saying x, or my audio, play. So we should start our audio file. Then we're getting at the document. Specifically, we're getting at the document by ID. And the first image for our toggle is play me. And then our CSS style, we're going to change display for play me to none. And then we'll get at the ID pause me, and we'll change this style, this property for the display, to block. So we're going to save, and then let's go and update our page, and let's hide this. So what should happen is when I click, what we should hear our audio, and then we should see the animated button for our sequencer. Like so. Okay, now I'm going to refresh the page because I can't turn the audio off yet. I have to write the script to turn the audio off. We'll do that next.